The Conjuring House drama may have died down over the past few weeks after Jacqueline Nunez's Facebook page was taken down, but where there's a will, there's a way. And Jacqueline Nunez, well, let's just say she has found a way. I was sent a couple of reviews for The Conjuring House. Some of them, were pretty good. They were very, they were decent reviews. Jacqueline Nunez was getting some, positive reports. But it turns out that her losing her Facebook page and, not being able to do those ramblings didn't stop her, because she just went onto people's reviews and sent them the same kind of crazy spiel that she was putting up on Facebook, just in the reviews. So we're going to take a look at a few of the reviews today. Not all the ones where Jacqueline Nunez has responded, but also just ones in recent months that kind of highlight the business practice from first-hand witnesses who have actually paid money to go to the house. So, we start off with one from someone called Tracy King. And they said, "My family and I decided to do a day tour on vacation. Sage and Bean were our hosts for the tour. Sage is extremely knowledgeable about the house and property. Bean is new, and today was her first time doing her tour, and she was awesome. I would totally recommend coming and learning some knowledge that isn't Hollywood. We are huge fans of haunts and paranormal. You won't be disappointed." Fantastic review, right? You can't go wrong with that. That was 6 days ago at the time of recording. Fantastic. And there was a response from Jacqueline Nunez. She said, "Thank you. I am Jacqueline Nunez," in classic Jacqueline Nunez fashion, "owner of the TCH. Please kindly do us a favour and share what I am posting below to inform paranormal curious about and enthusiasts of what Facebook is doing to legitimate businesses." So it's Facebook's fault. "We will not be censored. Facebook took down our TCH page. They are targeting us and other paranormal businesses. We think they are hiding things because of their crimes and corruption." I mean, damn. That's crazy. Someone just reviewed, having a good time, and then you've got the owner on the... Share this for me. Share this. We've been review banned. We've been banned on Facebook because, we're exposing truths. And she obviously labels there other paranormal businesses. I would love to know what other paranormal businesses are apparently being affected by Facebook and have been taken down, because as far as I'm aware, it was only Jacqueline Nunez, and that wasn't necessarily because Facebook were criminals or you were exposing criminal actions. Instead, it was just because your page was a bit funky. Anyway, moving on. There was another review here from someone called CM. Again, another 5-star review, so that's obviously very, very good. "We did a ghost camping, and our guides Tara and Shannon were so sweet and accommodating to definitely knowing the history. Tara stayed with us for the whole night, and it was such an amazing and honestly very surprising session with her. I'm so glad we went. Honestly, have to experience it to understand. The next day we did the house tour, and I don't remember the names, but they were great. The guide doing the talking, I believe she was a medium, and was so informative. Absolutely amazing." Again, fantastic review. You can't argue with that. And again, here we go. Jacqueline Nunez responds saying, "Thank you, I am Jacqueline Nunez, owner of the TCH. Please kindly do us a favour and share what I am posting below to inform the paranormal curious and enthusiasts of what Facebook is doing to legitimate businesses. We will not be censored. Facebook took down the TCH page. They are targeting us and other paranormal businesses. We think they are hiding things because of their crimes and corruption." So again, I think it's the exact same, just copied and pasted response, which... I don't know, if I left a review and it was just like, yeah, good, I think it would be a bit odd. But now we get into some other reviews that took place kind of before the TCH page was taken down. But they're not the best reviews. So this person dropped a 1-star review called Civil 2020. "We travelled from the west coast to the east, typical family vacation, just 3,000 miles driven. We were looking forward to visiting the Conjuring House, but after the hoopla involving the fake ghost stuff, we decided not to visit until the owner with integrity focused on real history and not money takes over. Think what you want, but as a family that spent thousands of dollars on going to haunted locations, we will not be dropping a dime here. Luckily, New England has plenty to do. Good luck with the publicity. Take care of that wallet." Interesting. Obviously, this is a person that planned to come across and visit the place, but then after seeing that everything that had gone on, decided not to. This review came in 2 months ago, and they said the new owners are obviously about the money. Old owner should have kept it. Simple flat rates and kept the grounds as original as possible. Now they have tents, campsites, having to leave the grounds even if you book it 2 days, unless you pay more money per person. Too many people there at the same time before you could experience it with your small group thrill factor 100. So again, basically someone saying that they weren't happy with their experience because it was alleged, to by their standards, overpriced, and too many people were able to go in, and they just didn't want to have to pay the obscene prices that they were asking for. I think that's completely fair. Moving forward, this one came in 2 days ago, and it was again a 1-star review, and it said, unless you want to pay $1,500 a night and not be guaranteed anyone will even be there, I'd go to YouTube and look up what the owner has done. Between waivers you have to sign and the legality, it's not worth it, not with the new owner. Again, I don't know if it's fair to review bomb a business if you haven't actually been there, but at the same time, people are clearly upset and just kind of trying to warn people away from being not scammed, because, well, I guess scammed at times, because some people have turned up and not had their session, followed through. So I don't know. This review came in 11 months ago, so a long time ago, this one, but it's still a 1-star review. Conjuring House, well, after 4 years of waiting, I went. Ordered 2 extended tickets for me and the hubby. We were going to the Paracon down the street and had to take the grandchild due to unforeseen circumstances, another $40. Didn't get to see Andrea or much because of the rain, understandably. Then went to the house and had to purchase another ticket for the granddaughter. She got creeped out 8 minutes into it, and she and my hubby had to leave. It left only me. I took the full tour and investigation, was also going to get a shirt until the gentleman said no refunds to my hubby and granddaughter. I left feeling miserable. Tickets aren't cheap, and I emailed all the people I should with no reply. Can't believe I waited all these years for this, so much for being a fan. Very sad. Now, I mean, this one's a bit different. I know that the Conjuring House doesn't actually have a refund policy, which I still find utterly baffling. Just the fact that, you don't have a refund policy, because, I mean, surely by law you have to. I thought that was always the case, but, I could be wrong. But I know that if, from, basically running events before, that if you fulfill the requirement that the person paid for, and they chose not to come or they chose to leave, you're not obligated to refund that person, because by their own choice, they've either not gone or they've chosen to leave early, regardless of whether the circumstances being, that your granddaughter got creeped out, which sucks, but, you still turned up and the event was still put on for you. If it was the other way round and they got there, and for whatever reason they weren't allowed in, or there weren't the staff to run the session, so the session never actually took place, then you should be entitled to a refund, because you've paid for an event that has not been fulfilled, so therefore you haven't got what you paid for. Whereas in this instance, this person did get what they paid for. It's not the owner's fault that, her granddaughter got creeped out, as much as it sucks. But I've got to play devil's advocate, and I've got to play both sides for this one. Yeah, I'm on the side of the Conjuring House on this one, because that's just how I feel about it. But and also them's the rules. Anyway, next review. This one took place 3 weeks ago. I love this place, but sadly the current owner is unprofessional, rude, and often unreachable, and demonstrating concerning behaviour. Just see her Facebook page for proof. I highly recommend that all guests stay away from there for your own safety, just because there's a good chance no one will be there to conduct your tour, and you will likely not be granted a refund. Now, I find this really, again, this instance, if this person goes along and doesn't get a refund after the session is cancelled. I saw someone go they drove from California to Rhode Island. I don't know how far specifically that is, but from what I've heard, it's a long old way. And then they got all the way to the Conjuring house and their session was cancelled by the Conjuring house. In fact, the session wasn't even cancelled in advance. What happened was no one turned up to open the house or run the session. So therefore, they phoned up and said, "Can we reschedule?" "Yeah, you can reschedule, but for a 20% fee." "Okay, we'll just take a refund then." "Oh, no refund policy. You won't get your money back." So the Conjuring house literally took their money, didn't run the session by their own accord, by their own, issues, and then refused to give the money back. So they basically made money for doing nothing. Ridiculous. And in those instances, there should be some buyer protection. Anyway, moving forward. This review again came in 3 weeks ago. So showed up for an investigation and no one was there to let us in. When I called, I was told that no one would be there. I asked to reschedule and was told I couldn't. Then asked for a refund and told I wasn't able to get one. Made a trip from Florida. Oh, this is the person that I was thinking of. And wasted money. I will be getting hold of CC Company to dispute this charge. If you know ahead of time that you're not going to be there and have no staff, you should at least call. Wasted time and money. Now, I am curious to actually see how far Florida to Rhode Island. So Florida to Rhode Island is in a car is 19 hours 30 minutes. 19 hours. It's a 20-hour drive. That's not including any traffic. So it's literally from the top of America to the bottom. That's crazy. That is insane. Wow. So this person literally took that punt and... I mean, how long does it take by plane? The fastest way from Rhode Island to Florida is to fly, which takes 5 hours and 48 minutes. So it's still a 6-hour flight, regardless of how you look at it. It's a long distance to go to a haunted location that you've paid money for, to then be told that you're not allowed in. That's a bit scammy. Anyway, this review again came in 3 weeks ago, and it says, "Terrible company. Company does work with customers. Made a typo, hit with the 13th instead of the 12th. Sent an email 2 secs later, and they want to charge an extra 20% rebooking fee to move it to the 12th. I gate company like this. I would cancel altogether if I could." Again, there's no refund fee, or policy, so she won't get her money back. But imagine having a typo, accidentally putting in the wrong date, and then getting an email back saying, "Yeah, you can rebook, but for 20% extra." Let's think, if you pay $1,500, which I believe is the standard rate, 20% of that, 10% would be $150. That's $300 on top. So you're paying $1,800 for your stay. Madness. Absolute madness. All because you got a typo. I mean, yeah, that's on the woman for getting the typo, admittedly, but at the same time, I don't know, man. It's all about the money. Anyway, another review that came in 2 weeks ago. "Wish I could give 0 stars. Worst visit ever. Staff is rude and arrogant. It's all theatrics. Never experienced anything truly paranormal. Just another scam." Again, I don't think you could go to a paranormal location. And again, this is me kind of playing devil's advocate. And you can't go to a location and expect something paranormal to happen like 100% of the time. Because that's just not how the paranormal works. If the paranormal even exists there. Right? So, I guess there's got to be an element of you can't guarantee something every time. But at the same time, I can understand why someone would get upset. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, well, it's just the luck of the draw whether something happens or not, I suppose. Another review that came in, well, this one came in a year ago, so it was still under the new owner of Jacqueline Nunez, but we haven't hit this kind of crazy point yet. So, totally unnecessary rudeness. Drove by to check it out. They said they were nasty and wouldn't even let us look from the outside. Said they would call the cops. Jokes on them. I produce TV shows. Gonna make an offer to them. It won't let me reply to your comment, but you probably replied it the wrong way. If you did a Google search and found out what I do, I think you would think twice, and the production assistant reached out to you. If you had those real offers, I'd see real show on you. Stay classy. Fair enough. I mean, bit of a flex there from the guy, but... And Jacqueline Nunez actually responded to this, and it was a response from the owner saying, "I'm sure you can understand that as one of the most famous haunted locations in the world, we are bombarded with trespassers multiple times a day. I can understand that is the case. We are helping our neighbours and traffic on the road by moving people along who are illegally parked. No trespassing signs are posted everywhere, and our website clearly states that this is a private property." Fair enough. "You violated our no trespassing policy, you illegally parked, yet you are the angry one. All you have to do is book a $25 tour that we offer all the time, and you will have full access to the property. Problem easily solved. As to the TV offer, we have plenty of shows, movies and documentaries that feature the Conjuring house. Serious producers always email us first. They don't trespass on private property and lurk while parked illegally." That actually is a completely fair response from Jacqueline Nunez. It's a private property. They've got neighbours. You know, they are doing... Like, she's well within her rights to say that, right? And you can clearly see that this is a level-headed response. This is a fair response. This is how you would expect a business owner to respond. It's not swearing. She's not having a go at the person. She's saying, look, these are the T's and C's. They're clearly outlined on the website. You know, you don't need to come at me with your big flex saying that you're this, that, and the other. I don't particularly care. You know, if you want to come and check out the house, pay to get in like everyone else. Completely fair response. I think if this were now and this review came in, the response would have been very, very different. Anyway, next review. This one came in 3 months ago. I was there for a tour and overheard the tour guide saying that the new owner lost all the original employees that worked there, including Satori and Cody, and even the original owners, Jen and Corey. And yet they are still advertising them as tour guides on their website, which I found really interesting. And I'm actually going to go over to the Conjuring house, onto their official website, and I'm going to see what they're who's listed as their tour guides. Let's have a look. About Us, maybe? No. Andrea Perrin, the Perrin family. Meet the owner, Jacqueline Nunez. A guardian and spiritual custodian. Interesting. John Arnold. Okay. I'm not actually seeing any part in there about... I don't know. I don't see any part in there about the current employees at all. Maybe they took that part down. I don't know. I can't say for certain, but it doesn't look like anyone's actually listed there anymore. Anyway, this review was very interesting because this is a new review and it came in 4 weeks ago, and the response from the owner was very interesting. So, I seriously think the house needs to hold has a hold of the owner's soul. This blonde lady that said she is the owner has a possessed look in her eyes I just couldn't get past. We just ended up leaving. I wouldn't waste money until the ownership/management change. Right? So, you know, she's going down this route of saying that the reviewer says something along the lines of the owner's possessed, essentially. They then respond. The owner does, so Jacqueline Nunez does. That is very interesting. The owner, Jacqueline Nunez, has not interacted with guests in a long time, Casey Smith. So, notice that the owner, Jacqueline Nunez, has not interacted with guests for a long time. So that's written in the third person, right? So just bear that in mind, because that's written in the third person as if it's someone who's looking after the reviews responds talking about Jacqueline Nunez, not as if they are Jacqueline Nunez, right? But then it changes. Possession, really, or did you leave because you heard something? I do not know who you are, but I hope you never come back. Also, your attack on Jacqueline Nunez is illegal because it is slander, okay? Again, talking in the third person because Jacqueline Nunez is used in the third person. But then the next part says, Google better remove these 1-star hit pieces on my person and my business. So that's written in the first person. So I don't understand. It's really weird. It's like there's nothing here to state that comment was edited in any way. You know, it just says response from the owner 4 weeks ago. There's nothing to say that the response has been edited in any way. But it starts out, the first paragraph's written in the third person, as if someone's, like I said, responding on behalf of Jacqueline Núñez. And then the second part is written in the first person of Jacqueline Núñez actually responding and saying that Google better take these 1-star review hit pieces down because they're attacking my person and my business. So, you know, attacking me and my business, basically. I don't know. It's really weird. Really weird. I mean, to say that it's an attack on Jacqueline Núñez and is illegal because it's slander. I don't know if it's slander. You know, they're just voicing an opinion, but they're not saying anything defamatory about you. They're just saying that, you know, there's concern about you. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Like I said, with Jacqueline Núñez, where there's a will, there is a way. And she definitely found a way with this one. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. While you're down there, be sure to jump to get the hell out of that like button. And until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace!